Hello, friends, and welcome to the Cinemondo podcast with Kathy, Mark, and Burk.
Looking at
That's
the
what we're talking about.
What are we talking about?
the freeway.
Movie.
Oh, I thought we were going to talk about the freeways of Cinemondo Land.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
it's the bloodline of the city.
Yes.
Is that right? Or the
Mhm.
it's kind
That
of
was
gross.
amazing.
Like when you drive in your car, you're a blood cell
You're a red blood cell. Could be a white
or an
platelet.
infection. You may be an infection.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about movies. That's more fun.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about traffic. That's a gross topic.
Traffic is
Too
a
close
part
to
of
home.
just a part of life out here in the big city.
Oh my God,
Yes.
so much a part of your life.
Well,
Okay, now I
like to
don't
talk-
even want to talk about it anymore.
No, let's talk about this movie
Let's do it.
that is available on Netflix currently. It's
All right, well,
called-
that helps.
and I'm going to pronounce it hopefully correctly. Bulbbul, spelled
Bulbbul.
B-U-L-B-B-U-L. Bulbbul.
What does it mean?
Oh gosh.
I shouldn't ask a question I know the answer to. Mark, what does it mean?
Well, I know it's a 2020 Hindi language film that is only, it's, because we talk about Indian films being kind of longer in length. They're usually
Right.
2.5, 240. This one's 94 minutes, which is so
Wow.
unusual. Like there's a lot of them don't come in, but it's a horror film. So I think
The horror films tend to be a little bit
Yeah.
shorter. It
Shorter.
seems like.
yeah, that's kind of
Yeah.
a genre thing. But this one has gotten really good reviews. It's supposed to be scary and fun. So that's all I know about. I don't know what Bulbbul means, but somebody can tell us. Maybe it's
Maybe they'll show us.
It's got two B's in the middle, so maybe it's bulbable.
Please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
I know.
I'm gonna say it's Bulbbul. It's
Bulbbul.
actually it's a tropical African and Asian songbird.
Oh,
What do you think of that? I just looked it up. All right. Well, let's.
shall
check
we
it
watch
out.
the trailer?
Let's watch it.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Speed.
Clap it. Very good.
कहानी सुनोगी डरावनी कहानी है
Is it like Boogeyman?
Bulbul.
बहुत समय पहले
Demon
की
woman.
बात है
Oh, that's cool.
एक चुड़ैल थी
Mm.
पेड़ों पे रहती थी
Ugh.
It's malignant.
Yeah.
ये पैर थे उसके
Wow. This is gorgeous.
Yeah.
वो कहाँ है ये तेरी शादी
Kids.
नहीं वो तो मेरे जितना था
I love the credits.
Yeah.
सत्या था
नहीं करते शादी
सब करते हैं
साधु नहीं करते बॉल नहीं करते उल्लू नहीं करते खुश नहीं हो
अब उन्हें कौन समझाए बुलबुल को तो बस सत्या चाहिए मुझे याद नहीं करे।
Oh. Yikes.
पाँच सालों में कितना कुछ बदल गया ना भाई
Mm.
क्या हो गया ये?
पूजो के दिन
Whoa.
खा गई चुड़ैल महेंद्र को
इंसान है आदमी है किसी को देखा कुछ सुना नहीं
Deceit.
Mm.
Oh boy.
Ah.
Whoa. That's cool. Wow.
That looks pretty intense.
That looks like probably one of the most gorgeous horror films I've ever seen.
I know, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so beautiful. I was so distracted by all the horror because it just looks so amazing. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's like there's so much effort put into every frame, and it's like
Right.
it's so beautiful. It's like
Right. The colors.
it's in a way almost overwhelming. I wonder if
Mhm.
there's if it really does have this kind of fairy tale vibe to it, or
Yeah, I
if there
love
is
that.
any kind of realism to it at all.
Well, it's almost like one of those. Oh gosh, what was that director who did those kind of very sort of overwhelming? Yeah, like almost like a music video, of
Yeah.
vibe. It kind of has that,
Yeah.
which can be detrimental to the actual movie, but also if he catches it right, could actually really enhance it. So it's hard to
Yeah.
tell from the
Yeah.
trailer. But it looks intriguing to me. It looks like is it it's some sort of myth, or is it just actually
Right.
a person that's hiding behind the myth,
One thing I
causing
think's interesting, the fairy tales always have this weird, sort of creepy, dark heart to
Right.
them. Like when you hear about them,
Sure.
like
grim.
and whenever you read the real fairy tales, like we have the Disneyfied ones, and then
Yes.
you read the real fairy tales, they're actually pretty horrifying.
Yeah.
So I
Yes,
like the
they are.
idea of them taking a fairy tale, especially from other cultures. You take a fairy tale and then kind of turn it inside out, and you show it sort of literally, but also in more like huge modernized way. So I
Yeah.
think this one looks very like uh epic, but then also like you said, fairy tale surreal, but then there seems to be an element of like real, reality inside of it where they're sort of telling the tale, but then sort of living it. So hard to tell by the trailer alone. Like again, we're only talking about the trailer, but I loved the
Right.
cards, the beautiful cards with the little
Yeah.
Mhm.
fluttering and then the cool lines. Really, really well made trailer. Really, really
Yeah.
good.
And
And
the
it's-
color palette, it just
Yeah.
there's so much going on as far as the production
Right.
design and the
Mhm.
the visual design, the visual effects and everything
Yeah.
in this kind of a film where it's a bit like that Guillermo del Toro film called Crimson Peak. I think it was Crimson Peak
Yes.
that
Mhm.
had a real heavy color palette and a real
Yeah.
kind of intense vibe to every shot, and
Yes.
particles floating. It's like every square inch was filled with some beautiful thing,
Right.
Yeah.
and some ornate, swirling, dreamlike visuals.
true.
And in a way, we talk about films that do this, films that sort of disorient you and put you in a new place, put you in another world. And there's something to that. I mean, there's something to the heightened reality type of horror films as opposed to the gritty reality
Right.
horror films like Texas Chainsaw Massacre or something,
Right.
where this one will take you into another world. Texas Chainsaw
Yeah.
Massacre takes you into this world
Yes.
and shows you what horrible things happen in this world. But then it looks like this takes us into another fantasy land.
Yeah. It looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's beautifully produced, and
Yeah.
so it gets me. It's available on Netflix right now, so we
Wow,
can
that looks
and
amazing.
watch that. So I'll put that on my list to see for
Yeah.
sure. Maybe we can review it.
I have a couple posters.
Sure.
Look, because it's Netflix, they did like kind of looks like some
Ah.
character teasers, but they show this beautiful, almost looks like a porcelain doll. It's
Yeah.
crazy, like really cool. Because it seems a lot of it's like about a child,
Right.
telling the story in a way.
Or maybe when they're in their childhood and then when they're grown up.
Yeah, how it
Right.
applies to, because a lot of the fairy tales, they seem like they're for kids, but they're actually very adult like not very adult content in that way, but it has like an adult slant that's in a way telling you about the don't do bad things, but
Or the
adults
idea
do
of
that.
there's a childhood memory that when you
Yes.
grow up, you're like, did that really happen when we were
Yeah.
kids? And you have a
Right,
friend
right.
that you were a kid with, and you're like, do you remember when this happened? And it just, that's kind of a creepy idea, or
It's
a
very
interesting idea that they have a memory maybe together of some
yeah.
supernatural event.
Yeah. Then we have like two. They stacked them up twice.
Oh,
So we have the the very creepy one on the left, which is
Yeah.
definitely geared toward horror fans.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's a beautiful poster. I mean, it's scary, but it's also very beautiful. I love the
Mhm.
red palette. And then we have the right out of the film, the beautiful her traipsing through the pink trees. I love that color palette too, the bright pink, and she's
With
in
her
the trees.
backwards
It doesn't look
feet.
scary.
Yeah. That's
Oh, the
Look at her
backwards
feet.
feet.
Yeah.
Woo!
That that's kind of a nightmarish episode.
Yeah.
Image to me, like something that flying along trees or running on on top of treetops.
Yeah.
With your backward feet. It's just
Yeah.
just wrong.
And
I
the
like that too,
shadow
'cause
in
it's
front of
sort
the
of relatable.
moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I
just
remember
a
when I
little-
was a kid, I used to look up at the moon sometimes. I remember this weird fear that I had because I'd seen, Wizard of Oz and things like that. And I remember this feeling I used to get when I was a kid at night when there was a full moon. I would look at the full moon and I would freak myself out thinking, what would I do if I saw a silhouette of a witch fly in front of the moon on her broom?
Did she have backward feet?
But that was a fear
That's a
when I
real
was a
fear.
kid. The idea
Yeah, I
that
can see
what if
that.
that went across the moon? You know?
Oh,
Yeah.
so
But that's a cool
horrifying.
image. And it looks like it's well done from the
Mhm.
posters to the
Yeah.
actual trailer. It looks like that
It's
they
really good.
a lot of thought and creativity into this one. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, very
I think
excited
wanna
about this.
check it out.
Great one.
Looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Bulbbul.
If any of you have seen it, let us know in the comments if it's worth
Yes,
watching.
well, there
I
are a
mean,
lot
I
of
don't
Yeah.
think it'll keep us away, but I just am interested.
Well, a lot of people requested this one, so this comes from our
Yeah.
commenters out there, and so really appreciate
you
that.
guys.
Keep
Yeah.
them coming, and the good time
We
for a
need
good
your
segue
comments.
into this. Yes, so comment,
Yeah.
subscribe, and like. We're over 10,000 subscribers, so that's great news. We're
Yes.
very
Thank you,
humbled by
guys.
that. So thanks very
Yeah.
much.
All
And
right.
once again, if you're the millionth subscriber,
No.
you get. I'll send you a check for $10 million.
Oh God, this guy.
But not. But it's like the small print is not really.
Not ever. Not
Yeah.
even. So don't even.
I'll send you an imaginary check.
We're just kidding.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
It's
Thanks, you guys.
satire.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks
See
for
you
joining us.
soon. Take care.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.